Making a cup of tea might not seem like a big deal, but for Chris King, it feels like a miracle.
Lovely.
4 years ago, he lost both of his hands apart from his thumbs in an accident at work. But then last July, after a donor became available, he became the UK's first ever double hand transplant patient. Less than a year after the 12-hour procedure, the results speak for themselves.
Within 9 months, I can make a fist, I can hold a pen, I can do more or less the same functions as I could with my original hands. There are still limitations, but yeah, I'm getting back to the full Chris again.
The team behind the operation had always been optimistic about the results, but hadn't realised how quickly he would recover. Eventually, they hope to see hand transplants becoming as common and straightforward as any other sort of transplant.
His results by 8 months are even more impressive than we expected. When you bear in mind that he will go on improving for another 2 years, he's really remarkable. A real vindication of other surgery he's had.
One of the things that Chris couldn't have dreamed of doing before was to write a letter to say thank you to the team at Leeds General Infirmary.
And I just wrote a A4 size paper, about 4 or 5 paragraphs, of the gratitude and thanks to him and his team.
But when you've imagined that you'll be disabled for life and then you aren't, it's the small things that become the big things.
Is being able to do this, clapping, because I'm a mad sport rugby league fan and cricket fan, and when I just had the thumbs, it weren't appropriate. So I used to jump up and shout and scream when this tries, and now I can clap properly, and it's marvellous.
There'll always be the risk that his body could reject his new hands and he'll be on medication for life. But Chris is focusing on the more important goals, relearning how to do up buttons and tie his shoelaces. Ruth Liptrot, 5 News.